And then there was rumors that Swami is also going in the dates that we were thinking of. So then we booked the flight. The lady was, in there. She said, "Oh, your Baba is coming on your flight," like that. And I had to have her repeat it. I was so shocked. And she said, "Yeah, your Baba's traveling with you." I was like, "Oh my God." So I ran out and told her. We were all like so excited. And
like one day we would come to the room and someone would come and knock on the door bringing huge box. And we said, "What is this?" Swami has sent it and asked us to bring it to your room. And we said, "Why did he send it?" He asked us to bring it to the room.
Sairam, dear listeners, welcome to Sai SOUL 100. Our guests today are sisters Anuradha Singh and Sudha Ramaswami, who are joining from Plainsboro, New Jersey and Arlington, Texas. Sairam sisters, thank you for joining Sai SOUL 100.
Sairam.
Sairam, Sairam.
Sairam, please share your story.
Our learning about Swami really took place back at the time of our grandparents. And my grandparents lived in Andhra Pradesh in Vijayanagaram. And my grandmother at one point in her life had suffered a paralytic stroke on her right side. And it was, a lot of great deal of stress and tension for the family. And one of my aunts came to know about Swami, and there's a man who does miracles, and he is in Puttaparthi. So she mentioned to her father that why don't you take Amma there, and maybe he can do something. I've heard so many things about him. So my grandfather was very excited, and they both went there. And that was the days where there were just sands, and they went and sat down. And Swami immediately called them and asked them to come inside. And so my grandfather was about to start and tell the story of why they had come here and what they had heard about him. And Swami said, "Stop, let me tell your story." And he narrated his whole life story from the time, of his family, his career. He even mentioned you have a son who lives abroad, and you have a son here and three daughters, and you've worked in the railways for all of your life, and you've retired now. And after giving, an entire biography of his life, he said, "And now you have come here because your wife has suffered this paralytic stroke, and you want me to cure her." And my grandfather was just spellbound and could not believe that he knew so many intricate details of his life. And then he said, "And I can cure her just like that, but she'll have to suffer this throughout the course of more lifetimes. And I think that it's better for her to finish off her karma in this lifetime, and until her last moment, someone will be there to take care of her. You don't have to worry about her, and you spend the rest of your days in worship of God and namasmarana and bhajan, and I'll take care of you and your whole family." And my grandfather was just so amazed and so grateful to Swami for that. My grandmother was a little disappointed, of course, because she really was expecting something. But true to Swami's words, Swami took care of them. And during the last years of her life, she stayed with us after my grandfather passed away. She lived here in New Jersey with us, and until her last moment, we were all there with her, taking care of her and letting her have a peaceful life. So that's how Swami entered our lives. And when they were here in the US, he said we need to do bhajan every single day. That's what Swami said. And so we would do bhajans. And
yeah, and no matter what, how late we came home, we used to go to some get together, something. No matter what, I used to think, "Oh, good, it's so late. We're not doing bhajans," and then, but no, my grandfather would go to the Swami's room and then start. And of course, we were young then, and my mom said, "No, you have to go." So we'd go and sing bhajans, and then I think until like 1990 or so, right? So like,
yes.
then there was the first time my cousin actually heard about Swami, and then she told us. And my mom, she said, Anu, I want you to do just one thing. Just read this book. Your cousin gave it, and that's it. You don't have to believe or anything like that. Just read the book, you know. And so it was the Man of Miracles. And then I read the book, and I was like just completely involved. And then I was so like impressed, you know, with all the stories. And so then I would share the stories every day with all of them. And then in dreams and everything, he would tell us to come there to Puttaparthi, you know. A few years later, I finished my college, and wanted to look for jobs, which I started, but then all the jobs I got were out of state from New Jersey. Then this thought came to me one day that I want to go to Puttaparthi, you know, spend, you know, a couple of months there and then figure out, you know, what I'll do. So at that time, my mom, Sudha, and my brother, we decided we'll go to Patti, and we went there. And so I settled in the room with everything, and then the morning that they were leaving, we got row one, and then we all ran, and then so Sudha and my mom were sitting in one place, and I was a little bit to the left of them, and so Swami comes, and then he asked her, "Where are you from?" And then she said, "New Jersey." And then I think he said, "How many?" Right? And so then so he said, "Yes, go." But she wasn't quite sure, you know. He meant to go for the interview, so she just sat. And meanwhile, he was talking to people behind her, and there was a big group from Italy, and so he was asking, "Where are you from?" And then they didn't quite understand, and they were kind of stumbling. And so then he said, "Where are you from?" Delhi, Italy, where? You know, so then they said Italy. And he asked how many, and then he says, "Go." And then he looked down at Sudha and said, "Go," you know. And so then she went, and I was a little bit further to the left, so I was waiting for Swami to go. And then finally we came, and we couldn't believe, like, we were called for an interview. And meanwhile, my brother was in the other, you know, for the men's side, and the worry was, "Oh my God, will he see us? You know, we need him to come." And so we stood there a little bit, you know, to see, and my mom stood, and so he saw us and he ran, you know. He was just little. He was 10 years old, right?
So then he called us inside, and then he spoke to my brother and my mother and I, and then um, asked him questions like, how old are you? And he told him, and he said, how do you know? And he didn't know how to answer that question. And then he said, because your parents told you. And so because your parents told you, you know everything. And then he, was just very, very kind and talked about our family, and that we interact with a lot of people, and people don't know of any kind of um, hardships that we go through or suffering that we go through, but Swami knows everything, and he said that he's with us all the time. And he talked about my father and talked about how we are involved in Swami's life. Then he started speaking with Anu, and he said, what are you doing? Or
Yeah, he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I just finished college. I'm looking for a job." Then he looks at my mom and says, "She wants a big, big position," you know. And I mean, like she was saying, like we were with Swami was with us, like so. I was so like felt so free, and I said, "No, Baba, I want my education not to be wasted like that." I'm like talking to him, like I don't know, like. And then he said, "Yeah," and I said, "Baba, always stay with me." And he said, "Yes, yes." And then I'm always with you. And then he went like this. And I'm like, "Oh, he's giving me vibhuti." And then I put my hand, you know, up my palm up. Then he took my hand and turned it around. And then he put a ring that has a silver ring with a gold om. And he put it on my this finger, and then it was
index.
loose, so he put it on my thumb, my pointer, and he goes, "There, I gave you an om ring," like that. My hand was shaking, and I was like, "Oh my God, are my hands clean?" He's touching my hand, you know.
Yeah, so then after that was in 92, right? And then after that we came to know about Swami it was allowing some students from the US to come for summer course. And so then I had talked to the person who wasn't, arranging it, and I asked her if I could come, and she said yes. So I had this very strong desire to study in Swami's college in Anantapur. And so I went there, and then this group was also was arranged. And so we were a group of girls, and we didn't know whether we would really be able to attend the summer course. They said you can just come and try. If Swami says yes, we go. Otherwise, we just go and have darshan. And so we went and met the other girls, and then Swami did in fact give us permission and gave us the badges and allowed us to attend the summer course and be a part of that experience, which it was a coveted experience that we really enjoyed so much. And Swami blessed us so much with so many wonderful experiences. And then one day he did mention that there's somebody who's coming to visit Swami, and he's the president of Mauritius, and he's coming to see Swami. So he said, all these boys, they wear whites, but all the girls, they wear so many different colors. But he's coming to our university, and we should all be uniform. So this afternoon I'm giving saris for all the girls, and come and collect them. And so we were like, what is happening? And we're not Anantapur students, so we didn't really know if we would be under that umbrella of people who are getting it. But after he gave it to all the different batches of students, then he said, okay, call the girls from the US. And so he gave it to all of us, and he said, all of you wear these tomorrow, and all of us should be uniform. And so we went and felt so privileged and to be part of that. And then I guess the most memorable year for me was in '95 when another person said that she'll take a group of students, and she said 12 girls, Swami, and he said 12 dozen. She said, yes, Swami, dozen. Then he said, husbands, hey. And she said, no, Swami, they're all college students. And so he said, okay. He said, have you got accommodation? And we said, yes, we are staying. And we showed him where, and he said, okay, go back to the room, rest, and I'll give you the badges and everything for summer course. And then he materialized Vibhuti right away and gave it to us. And then we started the summer course, and each and every day was so blissful, so momentous. And after 1 or 2 days, so there was a group, the summer course people, they would just go have breakfast and go straight to the lecture hall. And then he would give darshan to the devotees, and then meet us in the auditorium. And after a couple of days, he came up to our group and he said, why are you not coming for darshan? And we said, Swami, we came for summer course. So we were advised to go to the auditorium. He said, no, I need to see you first. So come and have darshan, then slowly you can go there. It's okay. You don't have to be there until I'm there. So that was something really, he made us feel so special about it. And then he said, and how is the food in the canteen? Is it too spicy for you? Other people can handle it. They're used to it. If it's too spicy, then I'll provide something else. I don't want the girls to feel sick, like such intimate, love and all that. And then we said, no, Swami, everything is fine. We love it. And then like one day we would come to the room and someone would come and knock on the door, bringing huge box. And we said, what is this? Swami has sent it and asked us to bring it to your room. We opened it. There's all types of fruits and snacks and sweets. And we said, why did he send it? He asked us to bring it to the room. and and we were just like, what kind of love is this? I mean, beyond motherly love, beyond anything. And then we would go for the summer course, and he would come into the dining hall where we would eat, and the whole mass of some 800 girls in there, and we all chant, Brahmatparam. He would come in there, he would eat few bites, maybe 5, 6 bites, and he would say, okay, now Tinandi means eat. And nobody wanted to eat because we were so full already just seeing him. And he would notice even tiny things like, oh, this spoon is not clean, and go tell them to go clean it and bring it back. And then the days he didn't come to the dining hall, we didn't feel like eating, but then he would send a message, the girls are not eating, please have them eat well. And so then one day, Sunday, was like a social service day. So all the Anantapur students were doing some kind of seva, and we said, we would love to do it. So the one of the professors at the Anantapur campus, they came to us and they said, we understand you want to do some seva also. And we said, absolutely, anything you want us to do. So then she said, let's go inside Trai Vrindavan, and then there's a lot of things, leaves and tree and things that have to be cleaned up. And we said, we can clean Swami's residence? And they said, yes, we want to give you this opportunity because you're only here for a short time. And we went and we cleaned everything, and we were feeling so elated. And then suddenly the doors opened and Swami came out and looked at us and so happy to see us, as though like, we're doing something great for him. He was so happy and would smile at us and telling other people, see, these girls have come from US and they're doing such good service for Swami. Then one day when summer course was over, and we had been wanting to sing some bhajans for Swami, we saw the boys always sang. And so he called us one day. He came and he asked us, what's your program? And the auntie who brought us said, Swami, 3 girls have left because summer course has ended. Now we have few girls, but we would like to come. So he said, oh, okay, when are you leaving? And she gave some date. She said, Swami, we would like to come today. He said, today? No. And she said, yes, Swami. He said, okay, go. And then he let us go inside, and he talked to us like a little girl. Like he was a little girl and we were, like it was such a wonderful thing. And he talked to each of the girls and said, oh, this one has problem with vision on right eye, another one has problem with left eye, and talked to them and materialized, like a chain lifted up, and there was a chain, and then he went like this and it became 2 chains, and he would give it to those girls and talk to each one of us and talk to many of us about marriage. And so we said, Swami, why should we get married? And he said, because the desire is there and you must fulfill that desire. And so it's important to do it. It's important for you to get married. And then at that time, my younger sister Madhu and I were there, and we said, Swami, we're having these bhajans in our house. Are you coming? Do you come there? We keep a chair for you. He said, yes, I am there. Remember the flower mala, it fell down? I was there, I saw it. So like, minute little things, he would talk about that. And then we said, please take care of our parents, take care of their health. And he said, yes, yes, I'll take care. And then he blessed both of us on our head, putting his hand on our heads. And he said, both good girls, both will get good husbands. And then he's just like small thing that each person experienced, he would talk to us about. And we said, Swami, we want to sing bhajans for you. And he said, yes, sure, I'll tell you. And then after a couple of days, we were just in the room, and somebody came, one of the people in Whitefield said, Swami's calling for your group of girls. How many girls are you? And we said 9. And he said, come inside Trai Vrindavan at 3 o'clock. And so we had to quickly get everything ready. And then he said, oh, he's inviting you to come. So anything you want to get signed by him, bring it that time. And we said, oh, okay. So then we got all of our stuff. We went there, and then he called us inside, and then he distributed saris to us that, time. And then he said, tonight you sing, no, tomorrow you sing bhajans. The boys, they're always singing. I want to give you a chance. So we said, what should we sing? And so he said, go ahead, practice, and I'll call you tomorrow and for interview. So he called us again the next day. Then we showed him. So I had it, written in this book, and I was holding this book, and he said, "Here, give me the book." And he took it, and he said, "Oh, small girl." And then he went through and he opened the book and he looked at the bhajans, and there was a group from Malaysia, girls who were also there. So we separated. USA will sing this, Malaysian girls will sing that, and then um, he read one of the bhajans, Rama Hare Krishna Hare USA. And so he said, "Oh, what is this USA?" And we said, "Oh, Swami, we wrote who's going to sing it." So he went through the whole list of bhajans, and the last bhajan was Humko Tumse Pyar Kitna. And we said, "Swami, we love you so much, Swami, we want to sing." And he said, "I love you also." And so he said, "In the evening, you be ready, wear the saris and come for the bhajans." So we said, "Thank you, Swami." And then he said, "Between you and me, there's no thanks." So he came after the first bhajan. He came and sat, and we sang all the bhajan. We sang 8 bhajan. We even asked him, "How many bhajans should we sing, Swami?" And he looked at our group, which was 9 girls. Malaysian group was 9 girls. So he said, "Nine, Navagraha." So the 9 planets, sing 9 bhajans. So we sang, and then he was, keeping the beat for all the bhajans, smiling throughout. And then I think 2 days later, it was my birthday. So I sat in the front with a tray, and he came and I said, "Swami, today is my birthday." And he said, "Yes, the bhajan was very good the other day." So he connected that I was part of that group, and he let us sing. And, it was like unbelievable, unforgettable experiences. Then he told us, "Come in November, come for the 70th birthday celebrations, and I will all be there together."
So I wanted to share one very special miracle for me. So I wasn't. We had to, fly from Bangalore, and then there was rumors that Swami is also going in the dates that we were thinking of, and but we didn't know exactly. There were 2 dates, and we were so confused. And so then we booked the flight, and so we went to the airport, and I was going through security, and then the lady was, in there. She said, "Oh, your Baba is coming on your flight," like that. And I had to have her repeat it. I was so shocked. And she said, "Yeah, your Baba's traveling with you." I was like, "Oh my God." So I ran out and told her. We were all like so excited. And so then we went to get our boarding passes. And so they were assigning the seat numbers at that time. And so everybody went and they got like, 20, uh, 21, 12, like that. So I went and I didn't even look what day. It just came, and then we were like, "Oh, where are you sitting?" Then I realized my seat was 8. And I said, they were like, "How did you get the front?" I said, "I don't know. So then we went and sat, in the plane, and it was like on the open tarmac. And so we're just waiting and excited. Then suddenly, like, so the front door from to go into the plane had got this bright orange light, and we're like, "Oh my God, Swami's there." And I didn't realize till then that there was only row 7 before me. So he walked in and he was sitting right to my left. And I cannot even tell you the feeling of joy that all of us had. And he smiled, and he gave us abhayasa. Then he sat down, and he was in row 7, and I couldn't. It was just like 2 sets of seats. So it was very close to him. Then he sat down, and he had his driver that comes with him sit next to him, and he's looking, and he's like looking at the seatbelt. He was trying to put the seatbelt on, and it was so adorable. And so then the flight took off, and then Swami got up, and he went to see went to the cockpit. And then I had a doubt. What should I do? Where should I stand? Because there was a partition between the economy and first. I said, "Swami went from this side. Is he going to come back the other way, or is he coming back the same way?" So I'm like, "Swami, please tell me." And then suddenly got the inkling to go to the left side. So I went to the left. So there were 2 other people standing there, and Swami was coming back. And he did come back from that side, and then the 2 people sat down. So I was right there in front of Swami. I just had to stretch my hand, and he was there. And he came, and I was like, did namaskaram, and he held my hand. And then I was so like couldn't even believe it, and my hands were shaking. And he went by, and I held his like arm here, and so I had a picture. I wanted him to, sign, and I wanted to take pictures of him. So when Swami sat down, and then everybody's gathering. Everybody's like, Swami, Swami, Swami. So then I gave my the picture of Swami, and he gave it to me. He held it. He looked at it. He said, pen. And I said, oh my God. And then I didn't have a pen. I didn't think that far. And then so I was trying to get a pen from him. Then meanwhile, I'm trying to take pictures. And every 2 seconds, he's looking at somebody that's, looking at, calling his name. Then he looks at me and he's posing like such a sweet, like smiling, sit like hair as a head to the side. And I took pictures, and then in the end he gave me the picture back of him, but I didn't get to sign it. But it was the most amazing experience that I got to be, you know so close to him, and he smiled, and I'll never forget that feeling of like joy, that the God is here. He held my hand and he smiled at me. He posed for my pictures, So it was such a blessing, and I'm so grateful to him for all the blessings he's given all of us.
Sairam, Sister Anu, Sairam, Sister Sudha. So many rich experiences where he is guiding you like a mother, showering love over and over again. I mean, just the fact that you were able to go and see him year after year is a blessing in itself. But all the miracles that came about just by being in his presence, with all the interviews and personal guidances. With you, Sister Anu, I mean, yes, Swami gave you that ring, right? Personal attention, but then I'd finally to even have a flight with him, so much love, so much love. He's so caring and tender and feels your heart, right? It's like
Yeah.
entire life is like, what can I do for you to give you joy?
Yeah.
So much, so amazing. And then Sister Sudha, so many experiences with Swami, but that 1995 trip to Parthi, I can only even imagine how one day after the other, one moment after the other, he's guiding you, right? And I love what you said. He's an all-knowing Swami, beginning with your grandfather and telling your grandfather that I know your grandmother is ill. She's going through a difficult time, but let her go through it. I'll be right there with her. If I wanted to, I could end it, but she will suffer more later on in her other lifetimes. So let's go through this together. And so he gave that comfort, knowing that he's there with us. And that's been the theme throughout for your entire family. He is continuously there, has continuously been there, all-knowing Swami. Sairam, Sister Anu, and Sister Sudha, thank you for joining Sai Soul 100 to share your stories.
Thank you,
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam, dear listeners, thank you for listening to Sai Soul 100 with Sisters Anu and Sudha. I'm Prabha Swaminathan. Until next time, Jai Sairam.